You are not going into 2025 without your specific person. Yes, you heard that right. This is a challenge to manifest your specific person by the end of the year, and I guarantee that you will be successful. And the first thing we actually need to do in order to do this is to completely let go of everything we think we know about us and our specific person. We need to let go of that previous state and just imagine that we are creating an entirely new relationship together. And don't worry, I'm going to include a bunch of Neville Goddard quotes that's going to make everything make sense. And the first one actually is on this idea of letting go, because we can't move into our new state and manifest exactly what we want if we are continuously dwelling and putting ourselves into some previous sense of self. So Neville Goddard wrote, "Whatever state has your attention holds your life. Therefore, to become attentive to a former state is to return to that condition. Remember not the former things, neither consider the things of the old." So basically, what he's saying is right here, right now, it doesn't matter what circumstance is between you and your specific person. It doesn't matter if there's long distance, there's a third party, or anything that you feel is going to take longer than getting to the end of the year to manifest your specific person. That doesn't matter. None of it matters. And we need to get into a mindset of understanding that before we can move forward. Because without it, we basically act upon the idea that you can't put new patches on old garments. What we're going to try to do instead when we're manifesting before this idea, what we would normally do is try to fix our specific person or try to fix ourselves. But there's no sense in trying to fix a state of being single when you can just move into the state of being in a relationship. That's going to be our goal. And thus, it does not matter what has happened previously between you and your specific person. So make sure again to follow along, because I'm going to take you from wherever you are to your specific person by the end of the year. And so further talking about the ideas of circumstances in our reality, I also wanted to include this specific idea because we need to get out of this mindset of thinking that it's going to be impossible, because you have the ability to manifest your specific person today. So manifesting by the end of the year is going to be absolutely effortless for you. But Neville Goddard also wrote, "The only thing that prevents us from making a successful subjective impression on one at a great distance or transforming there into here is our habit of regarding space as an obstacle." So think of that last statement. It is our habit of regarding space as an obstacle. So I know this might sound strange right now, but the only reason that you're not with your specific person is because the habits of the beliefs that align with your previous state. So yes, the only reason space or time or whatever circumstance you feel is in your way is an obstacle is because we are assuming it to be based on our previous sense of self. If you are feeling in a state of being single, then of course we are going to think of obstacles that run in our way and that block us from being with our specific person. In the same way, if you felt as if you were in a state of poverty, you would imagine, or because of you have habitually been thinking in that state, you are going to find a bunch of obstacles that appear or get in your way. But by letting go of that, you will see all of your circumstances disappear just as easily as they came into existence. Which is why Neville Goddard goes on to say, "A friend 1,000 miles away is rooted in your consciousness through your fixed ideas of him. To think of him and represent him to yourself inwardly in the state you desire him to be, confident that the subjective image is as true as it were already objectified, awakens in him a corresponding state which he must objectify." So how are you thinking of your specific person at this moment? In the same way that space and distance are just a figment of your imagination and your previous state, is the way in which you are imagining or thinking of your specific person right here and right now aligned with your new sense of self or your previous sense of self. That is going to be astronomical in the change in which you are going to see to make your specific person manifest or show up in the exact way you want by the end of the year. Because if we are right now in a fixed mindset that they are thinking negatively or poorly of us, or looking at us in a negative sense or view, or they care about a third party more than us, which is an absolutely nonsensical idea. I can't even think of the word because it's such nonsense. Those are not true. Those are just states of previous or habits of previous states that we've just been accustomed to. And so we continuously feel and think of them as being true. And thus we have accepted them as our reality when in truth, it is not at all. What is your specific person doing right now? What are they thinking? If you have been aligning with that previous sense of singular self, then we're probably going to be thinking something negative. But in truth, do you know what your specific person is thinking right now? And thus, in alignment with everything we talked about, their thoughts, their actions, and just like that quote mentioned, everything is up to your assumption. So the way in which you are assuming to be will change and alter your actions and your reality, your state of being, and thus you will continuously objectify your own assumptions and thoughts. So if your specific person were to text you right now, you might completely miss it if you were in that single sense of self or that singular state of thinking that manifesting a relationship is hard. But instead, by altering or letting go of that state, you are going to be in the first step to creating the outcome that you want with your specific person. Which then Neville Goddard goes on to say as well, the results will be as obvious as the cause was hidden. The subject will express the awakened state within him and remain unaware of the true cause of his action. Your illusion of free will is but ignorance of the causes which make you act. So the idea, and one of the main things that stops people, is this essence or thought of free will. They think free will is stopping me from being with my specific person, but that's not the case. They are objectifying exactly what you are assuming yourself to be. And so I think that is the only problem in which we are unable to accept this reality, and that's why we're unable to see exactly what we want outside of us, but we are going to get rid of this because, again, you are not entering into 2025 without your specific person. But look at it in that way. It is our refusal to accept our role in the reasons in which things show up in our reality that is the only outcome or circumstance stopping us from actually creating what we want. Your specific person and everything around you wants to show up in the exact way that you desire. We just need to let go of this previous sense of self or this previous sense of limitation that is bothering us or infiltrating our mind because it's not true. And if at first you don't believe me, that's okay, because I actually have a metaphor that makes everything make more sense in relation to moving towards your specific person. If right now it feels absolutely impossible to be with your specific person by the end of the year and go into 2025 with them, then I want you to imagine the concept of moving towards a goal. The further you are away from your goal, or if you are unable to see the outcomes, it feels as if that goal is impossible. Let's say you are running a race. As soon as you see the finish line, you have this new sense of fulfillment and new sense of excitement towards your goal because you are witnessing it. But right now, if it does feel a long ways off, that's okay, because I'm going to help you with moving across that finish line or getting to it, so you don't actually have to worry if you have a sense of doubt or anxiety right here and right now. Again, that is all going to change. In the same ways, as you are traveling or moving towards a goal that you want, as you begin to see it or as it gets closer, it makes more sense, and the possibility of actually achieving it comes within your mind. But remember, that was all within your imagination the whole time. You were just as on the way or on the path towards your end state as you always were, but because you've convinced yourself that since you see it, it is now more believable, is the only reason that your mindset begins to change. Let me tell you right here and right now, your reality and the ways in which you are going to go from where you are to your manifestation is set in stone. It is destiny for you to be with your specific person. So let's make it happen. But always, I want to let you know that this is possible through a success story that actually recently happened. I think it's really amazing. And so it's something that you can manifest too, and just going to give you a little insight into the outcomes that you can create. So this is what someone sent me from an email coaching session, and it is one of the greatest success stories. It's just amazing and what can happen so quick and so fast. So they wrote, I started a manifestation schedule this morning, or with morning affirmations, a journaling prompt when I got home. I didn't have much time for anything else because we had an 8.5-hour call from 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. where we fell asleep on the phone together until morning. That was their specific person, okay? Imagine not being able to do your affirmations or your journaling because you were on the phone all night with your specific person having so much fun that you fall asleep together, or that you don't want to get off the phone, that you just, again, fall asleep on the phone together. That is an amazing manifestation and gives insight into just how quickly a state of naturalness or habit is going to alter your reality. Because this person we just started email coaching sessions together. You can even write, because that's one of the first things I have people go on, is create some sort of natural feeling of living in the end. And they wrote that and then immediately get this awesome and amazing success. So if you want to spend your whole night with your specific person, and again, I would watch out, because if you make them obsessed, which you are going to from these videos, They'll want to spend every single night on the phone with you 24/7, and it might get annoying. So be careful what you wish for. But in this case, I just thought this was an amazing manifestation and success story to include here, so you know exactly what you're in for. And hopefully you're okay with your specific person being this obsessed with you. As well as this, I want to start this whole journey with a affirmation that you are going to write in the comment section below. If you are very serious about this, what I want you to write is, it's 2025 and I am with my specific person. You can write that and then include any details you want. So it's 2025 and I am with my specific person. We have the perfect house, the perfect place, the perfect career, whatever it is. We're married, we're together, we're dating, we're hanging out, we're moved in, whatever it is, add that to it, make it as personal as possible, because the more details you put in, you basically can use this video as a wish list towards or directly to your reality, your divine self, to bring you exactly what you want. Also, if you wanted me to manifest for you and with you, I'm actually going to meet up with my members, so my YouTube members, the link is in the description, every single week up until the new year with a mini seminar taking you from wherever you are to your specific person. So if that's something you wanted to do or just needed a little extra help getting from any circumstance, it doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter if you're no contact, doesn't matter if there's a third party, doesn't even matter if you've never met your specific person. I'm going to take all of my members into 2025 with their specific person. And I'll have more details on it in the community tab for all the members. As always, if you did have any questions on this at all, make sure to, after you comment your affirmation, to put your question down below, because the questions are one of the most important things that we can have during this process, because manifestation is all about understanding. And as soon as you understand this, you're going to find yourself quantum leaping to the reality that you want. If you did want to send me a personal question or reach out for a personal help, make sure to head over to kyleaugustcoaching.com. That's where you can reach me personally. I'm so excited to begin these basically coaching sessions together, taking you again from wherever you are to your specific person, because you're again not going into 2025 without your specific person. I'm going to do everything in my power to guarantee that. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and thank you for letting me guide you to your specific person, because again, your success story is going to help me out as well, because your success story is going to be in one of these videos. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next video tomorrow, and I'll see all my members on Friday for our weekly seminar.